Hello everyone, welcome to another video here on the channel. This one's going to be some more Expanding Fronts games that are played at the weekend, and if you want to get involved with these games at the weekend, or at least know when they're sort of happening, people do post in the Discord channel, so you find an invite link to that Discord server down below. That's just our GBG community. And this map's going to be Baroonda here, which has got this giant volcano in the centre, and it's surrounded by Nova, so it gives you like an objective reason to be out in the centre there. See a couple of the holocrons are sort of around there as well. The lava, you can't build on that, and the hill, you can sort of struggle to build some structures on it, but you kind of want to fight for this because you get all this nice Nova. It's a bit like Nova Assault without all the beasts in the centre. There are, however, some annoying flying things that are a little bit too strong. Where are they? I could hear it, but I can't see it. There they are. These Sketo things are an absolute nuisance. They've only got 35 health, but they are an absolute menace. Another interesting thing on this map is you've got these carbon gas vents here, which are like an interactable in the water. So you can see that they provide like 30,000 carbon maximum that you can gather from that. So if the carbon does run out and it got to say like a crazy late game, you've got all this Nova and stuff, you do have a source of carbon there. As you see, the tree clusters could run out fairly quickly, as there's not a huge amount of carbon for like a big team game. Now, looking at the teams here, we've got Fluffy Rabbit here as the teal Galactic Empire. We've got Hefraya Hunter here in the purple Confederacy. Got myself here as the green Black Sun. And we've also got Flagcap Arnie here as the red Black Sun. And facing off against them, we've got Kissam here as the orange Geonosians. Backing him up should be RVA here as the grey Confederacy. And we've got SY, two men here on the Yellow Gungans, and then we've got Jedi Master 96 here on the New Republic, who tells me his he had to change his name from 69 because it violates the Voobly terms of service apparently. 69 bad number. So being Baroonda, as I said, people probably want to get into the centre early and fight for that, but there's not like there's kind of short distances between the players. Like you look at the wings here. Really not far, so it's quite a fighty map really. That's because a lot of the space has gone into this water and stuff, but it's not like you lose the space so much as you get all this fish and stuff, so there's a good reason to be out in the water. And I think that's a really good way to balance maps. If you're going to take land away, you want to give something back, right? So it's like you take the centre away for this big hill, well at least you put, you know, like a reason to have the hill as well with the resources, and it just makes it a bit better. Fluffy Rabbit calling it Nova Assault here. It is very similar to Nova Assault. So looking around, it's all pretty standard. There's a few like lurable hunts here, like Felumpasets. It's a tricky one. I had to hit stop command there. I remember being especially tilted when I played this one because of these things. Like they are the devil, I swear. We'll see soon enough. Spoilers. But yeah, a lot of hunt. Just get that over there and get some like berries. There's these little things that have replaced the nerfs. These little galvas look like tiny elephants. Can't eat them, or you could put them in a nursery. As usual, you probably want about 4 if you're going to put them in a nursery. Less than that, probably want to eat them. Be much more efficient for you. Interesting, we're going to see some aggression here between Jedi Master 96 here and Hunter. The Hunter getting his troop centre down, but we can see that Jedi Master 96 is stealing his Felumpaset. Pretty toxic with the scout here. It's actually going to die in the middle. Because it died to a military unit, it doesn't give any food. You see Hunter there was almost trying to grab some food out of it. There we go. The bad times are coming. I believe this worker's already bashed one to its death. Just barely survives. And I thought, I'm going to go and fish in the, you know, the big ocean around here. And I managed to somehow build in a pond. And I might be right to say that it's the only pond on the goddamn map as well. Oh wait, no, we've got one here. That one looks pretty good though. It at least has some fish in it. I think I just, like, I realised, for God's sake, this is a pond. I should have built my power core here. I could have covered both areas. Yeah, I'm gonna go and look to build another one. Hopefully these scout. Nope, nope, yep, yeah, there you go. I kind of hate this map just because of this, but I do like the map. I like the center, and I like the carbon vents and all the fish and stuff. It's like what shoreline should be. So yes, that was my experience. Very tilting. Mentally checked out for a while after that. So no power core yet for Raphael, but we do have one here for Hunter. 2 troop centers as well. Let's have a quick look. On his way to T2. It's sort of dead even here, but he's a bit ahead in the infrastructure. So let's see if that equates to anything here for Hunter. Could have another trooper queued right now. Doesn't want to do it. He's throwing away his big troop center lead here. There we go. I think he could be like walking towards his opponent right now as well. Like, it's such a short distance, you should just go. Just go straight away. If he has a scout, you can see that he's super ahead as well. Like Raphael being cocky as hell running this trooper out. This trooper could be dead and like it could be here and walking in here before he even gets the turrets built. Bit of a missed opportunity, I think, for Hunter. He's even getting the added benefit of Raphael trying to go down here, but he's walled this side. The other side of things, you can see some troopers from Kissam. Sort of similar timing here, walking into the base of Flagcap. But I think the problem for Kissam is it's still T1 here, sort of mucked up their economy a little bit. They've got a lot of carbon. They're going to get some workers here. A couple of workers there, that's good. What they really need to do is like follow this up with like put a turret behind the carbon or something like that if your opponents try to T3 like that. You see Hunter has still not managed to get into Raphael's base. So I'm taking a trade with the troopers, which he seems to be losing. He's kind of just missed a big window here, I think, to crush. He's got 5 troopers here that are just not like joining the fight as well. He needs to bring them over. He could absolutely be crushing Raphael right now. He's going to win this trade. These guys seems to be stuck. They're not even getting involved. Oh dear. That's a disaster. Could be worse though. I could be over here building a turret. It's taking so long to get the troops that he's built over. Is he going to go all the way around now? I hope not. That's going to be ages. Is he going to the pocket? Oh, he's going to get a good trade here as well. Back at Arnie's, he does have this turret. He's going to walk up to the turret though, that's good. Needs to kite a little bit though. Getting a few workers though. A decent rush here for Kissam. Just needs to make sure that he's safe at home. He's trying to T3 behind this. So he's done like a 1 troop center. Not too bad, honestly. And we can see that Hunter has actually gone here to the pocket, to SY. You gotta be honest, the distance is so short that this should be a big fear, I think, for pockets on this map. And maybe need to be proactive from the wings to follow the guys. And maybe together, the two of them, to keep vision and not let this happen. You try and get the turret up here. He's trying to use his power droid to block some of the shots here. All it takes is a little bit micro. Quite a few workers dying. Looking pretty grim. I did remember seeing Raphael send some troopers, but they're not coming. And Hunter here is really doing very well on this side. He's getting a lot of damage. However, his pocket Fluffy Rabbit seems to be conducting his own rush to the opposite wing. Which I'm not too sure the rationale. I think he should just be trying to get himself off to T3. So he can support Hunter here. I think that's everyone hitting T3 but at the same time. SY, Arnie, myself. I'll admit those two have had some problems. I'm just being absolutely bad and tilted because of this. That's why my tech time is on par. So yeah, Kasem having a bad time because he has a little bit of breathing room, right, before Arnie gives him some trouble. But he's actually getting rushed by the opposite pocket, which is just bizarre. And he's lost quite a few workers there. He's not ready for this. He's trying to get himself to T3. You can see he's almost T3 as well. So technically, I think he's done a very good rush here. He got some decent damage. And he did get himself off to T3. It is a bit bizarre that he's been rushed by the other pocket. I think he was... I do remember he got a little bit of grief after the game here from RVA. I think he's been unfairly gaslit here looking at this. The only thing I could say maybe had a problem with is getting some anti-air here. Because his pocket's not able to provide it. So there's a My Strike mechs and fighters coming in here. The other side of things, looks like RV is actually, for some reason, over here at Hunter's base with his strike mechs. With the troopers here from Raphael. While me and Arnie are raiding Kasem here. A few more strike mechs arriving to reinforce, but there's still nothing for the fighters. And there was only the one troop center, so the anti-air troopers come out very slowly. There's not really any room for the turret for them at the moment. I don't think Kasem can really, because he hasn't built a spaceport, he can't like trade resources for ore to get a turret, which I think would be the play here. I think he maybe should have built a spaceport over the war center. That's the only thing I could really give him fault for. Oh, there's going to be some juicy shots here for Jedi Master 96 on the carbon line of Hunter here. And got some strike mechs from SY now, so Hunter now being raided by like 3 people here. We've pretty much killed off Kasem though. So it is a trade. Maybe not an even trade, but it is a trade. Fluffy Rabbit sending some troops to come and reinforce Hunter here against these strike mechs. Good luck. And I believe I was getting bombers here because there's just no way to get rid of the air. I guess I'm even helping RV clean up the strikes in his own base here. RV about to go and steal all the ore. Or is he going to build some turrets? No, he's going to build some anti-air turrets here. And a lot of workers to do this though. Doesn't want to get those caught. And finally Mech Destroyer from Fluffy Rabbit going to help clean this up now in Hunter's base. And the other side of things, people are sort of having a hard time bouncing back because of all the shipyards and the fish on this map. I think this is a really fun map. It's a bit like Shoreline meets Tundra, maybe. Because you got that sort of short distanceness of Tundra. And you got the water all around rather than just down the sides, though. And I guess meets Nova Assault as well. Probably one of the really good maps, I think. A lot of potential for good play. See Fluffy Rabbit now getting raided by these troopers that couldn't really make their way into Hunter's base because of the walling. I made a lot of bombers. Where were we? No. Just have some strike mechs though that'll kill these off pretty quickly. Just wants to make sure he micros them and not lose them. Because 2 volleys and they die. And Fluffy not microing too much there. He's not going to get another one, is he? He could have. I think he could have gotten the 3rd. Trying to get the worker. Nope. Fortress up, helping out. And RV does manage to get the turret up here in Kasem's base, but he's having a pretty bad time. And this command center that he's trying to build is just going to get bombed here. He wants to cancel it. I don't think he cancelled it there. I hope maybe he did it at the last second. Jedi Master 96 running off to get off those, get the holocrons. You can see the ruthlessness doesn't stop here. We're going to bomb the carbon processor as well. And this is mainly just a way to hurt RVA, because RVA is pretty defensively set up. You see, he's got the MDs, he's got the turrets, he's got the mobiles and stuff, so I'm kind of just trying to stress him out a bit by picking apart the weak parts of his wing here. Make him feel pressure to come and help him. That's one way to do damage to a pocket that you can't really, you know, can't break their defenses. But you can go for the wing and exploit them that way, because it's their responsibility to keep them alive. Usually. See some more units here for Fluffy coming to reinforce Hunter's position here. So it's not got everything, all these buildings are just sort of lined up on this side, forming a big sort of wall. And you got this no man's land between him and Raphael. It's very good spots for like forward fortresses though. All these ores are like forward facing here for Raphael. Like a fort would be great here, I think. For either player really. Raphael defensively for Hunter to knock him off that ore. I don't really see anyone using the carbon gas fence. I think it'd be pretty cool if you've got one near. Maybe just rally boats to it. I kinda didn't think they were on the map when I first played it, because I thought these rocks were maybe meant to be them in the future. But they weren't clickable, so I thought, oh, maybe they've not added them, but they are here. Just don't think anybody's on them. I expect RVA to maybe be on one, but I think he's got one near. Because he would know it's like a EF dev. And I can see Flycat Arnie's throwing out the colossal gladiator droids, which do a lot of damage. Maybe too much damage when I'm looking at this. God damn. Maybe this is why he's spamming these all day. They're pretty tanky too. Just remember Arnie always going Black Sun and building these. Very slow though, which does make up for their strength. This must be like AoE, is it? It does look like area of effect damage. You see a bit of a skirmish here. Pushing towards Raphael's base by Fluffy Rabbit and Hunter here. Not much War Center upgrades between them though, for a lot of mechs that they've got. I do see a bit of a forward here. Is that maybe a turret? Stop any sort of air aggression, because they don't have much anti-air here really. They've got the 3 anti-air troopers. Do see double air base here for Raphael. Guess I'm trying to defend this with a mech destroyer. He's trying hardest to micro here. Are they going to show up here with some mech destroyers and help him out? Got the artillery arriving here. So Confederacy, very similar to how they will be in GBG Vanilla. Just that like Geonosian stuff sort of went its own way. But it's still going to have strong like artillery and troopers. And decent mechs, I think. I don't think they're like a super S tier civ or anything. They're kind of just like in the middle there. They're alright though. They get a good power spike when you get those repeater droids out. Having like +5 damage is huge, especially like the earlier you get it out. There's not too many upgrades for them to be like super good. You see here a colossal gladiator droid that's died. It's gotten right back up and it's gotten stuck in there with its little flamethrower arms. Actually not bad damage. Like a mini Mountie. Not really much facing this army though. Hunter and Rabbit. They keep marching forward. The temple's under threat. The holograms a bit. There's a transport mech here for the Gungans. And that's why some mech destroyers that kind of look like strike mechs. They seem very small. I do wonder if the devs should maybe make these a little bit bigger. I found them very difficult to sort of notice the different. Well, it's I can't even speak. It's difficult to tell the difference between the strike mechs and the mech destroyers for New Republic, I think. And I hear these transport mechs are just very, very tanky, bulky boys. Yeah, they're alright there. You actually take quite a lot of artillery shots. I thought it would die on that last one, it's still going. There's the shield as well, which we have to take into account. Now, on the other side of things, I have assembled an army, and I am maybe the only one who's even thinking about the centre right now. RV is getting his own defences up here though, fortress, shield generator. Now, built some sentry posts to give us a bit of forward vision. I'm not sure about these artillery, they seem really, really derpy the way that they move around. Those legs. I'm going to be honest, I feel like they didn't need 6 legs. I think 4 legs would have been fine. I'm not too sure what the ones in the middle do. I guess the ones that are propelling it and the other 4 keeping stability, they look really weird the way that they move. It's like one of those early Boston Dynamics YouTube videos. It just like looks a bit wrong. Shield generator under threat here from the artillery. Kissim's base being deleted right now while I keep RV busy here in the centre. These gladiator droids are just killing everything. Look at them go. The Black Sun army marching forward. Get a bit of map to maybe get the Black Sun like Night Sisters out. I kind of just forgot they existed. I was just like, you know what, trooper, artillery, those are things that work. Let's do it. And so we did. You can see the holocrons have been knocked out of the temple, freed here by Hifraya and Fluffy Rabbit. In fact, Fluffy Rabbit not really there too much anymore. What's Fluffy Rabbit up to? He's got some medium turrets on the coastline. Some destroyers. I hear a pummel, but it's not from Fluffy Rabbit, it's actually from Hunter this time. Taking down that war center. It's in the 19 health, down it goes. This guy's still struggling to get a good amount of units out. In fact, they've actually got a decent amount sitting here behind the command center. And Hunter's army is sort of overextending right now, actually. It's getting picked off one by one for not really much gain. He needs to really regroup himself here. And we're threatening the fortress here with all this artillery. It's an upgraded to heavy artillery now. You know, they look a little bit more impressive as the heavy artillery with the double cannons. Still though, they got this like anxious spider look to them. Oh, the air cruiser scum. So the air cruiser are going to set us right back here. Do have some AA mobiles, but AC is super annoying. Especially when you've got lots of troops. And the fight's still going on here on this side. You can see we're getting reinforced by Flag Cap Arnie here with the colossal gladiator droids. Showing up the front line maybe. I kind of just thought, right, if he wants to sit there with an air cruiser, I'm just going to go over here. Arnie taking the memo here as well. Kind of sees why, gets the shot by the AC, and he's like, oh, right, yeah. Right you are. Let's just go up here. And SY and Raphael still not able to get Hunter out of this spot. He's managed to get the fortress up here. And shield generator looking fine. Maybe need some cannons to bring down the shields. RV forced to move his army up here. He's taking this time though to whip out his cannons here and kill off a shield generator. I'm trying to get the AC into a spot here, but we do spy it and get the AA mobile onto it quickly. It's kind of the idea to just bait him up here and then we get better access to his air cruiser rather than running into shields. Some wild trade that Arnie's got on, going right through the centre here. Yeah, I kind of see fine with these guys being so strong. They're very, very slow. Like, you overextend with these, you kind of just lose them. So, like, air cruisers would be a big issue for these gladiator droids, I think. Particularly in bulk. Like, a couple of ACs maybe take care of them. There's another one, speaking of ACs. Getting in there to take a shot. But now we are looking to take this position again. After bringing a lot of attention up the top and putting some stress on the economy. This is weaker and it doesn't have air cruisers here. Let's get the cannons out, try and take down the shield generators. Got the troopers running in there. Some cannons from SY getting into a good position here. Hacking that fortress. The assault mech's doing really well against this. To be honest, it's just like a T3 army, really. It's not heavy artillery from either player yet. The assault mechs are a big issue here. A couple of bounty hunters and some troopers, but fortress does go down. Nothing really to contest the siege weapons here. I see those Black Sun Grenadiers. Half price, do a lot of damage to mechs. Got Arnie with more colossal battle droids, or gladiator droids, sorry. Walking slowly. It looks like he's getting in on the action here because he sees the pressure these guys are under. Now with the T4 air from Raphael here into Hunter's base, killing off all of his workers. And SY taking the ground here. Going to bring down that shield generator. And Hunter now asking for support. Arnie is on the way though. Well, I'm off here, try to finish things up in RV's base and collect the centre here. So whatever happens, we will at least have all this Nova. Need to bring the siege weapons and the A mobiles forward. So you got the Jedi and the assault mechs running around here. You know, it's hard to follow these blooming things because they're so slow. I keep looking around thinking, did they die already? Where are they? I see I ran straight into Hunter's base to hold things here for him. I wonder how they're going to fare against this army. They do seem a bit weak to the mechs. Yeah. Not bad actually, kind of like an even trade really. These are missing a lot of health actually though. The Gungan mechs doesn't have the health upgrades. The classic random Sith Knight from Fluffy Rabbit here. But not really much to stop me and Arnie here on the other side. You see all these droids just killing off buildings and stuff. Good all round unit, just very slow. Yeah, the AC did quite a bit to them there. But still, it's not that bad if you've got a good economy and you get all this Nova and stuff. You can just spam them to your heart's content. Got an RVA AC all the way down here shooting my units as I start trying to reinforce here and stop Hunter from quitting. Get the Grens here. The Sith Knight from Fluffy Rabbit frontlining while the Grens are hitting the assault mechs. Beautiful. That's an interesting thing here from Arnie. When they get put into their sort of death phase, they're quite nimble. Nice little raiding unit. They're not bad on the workers. Got some more units arriving here. We do get this bonus damage to Jedi, so Jedi are not wanting to come near the troopers. It's quite a lot of bonus. I think it's like an extra +4 damage against that armor class. bounty hunters and Jedi. Oh, big AC shot here from RVA. Seems to have moved some of his economy down here, but they are feeling a bit pressed here. Nothing to really deal with all these gladiator droids. And looks like they are going to call GG there. Yeah, I thought that was a fun one on Baroonda. I'm going to do another game that I thought was cool that I watched. I wasn't in this one, but I did watch it, like, inside the game. This was on Felucia. Felucia? Which is one of the locations in the Clone Wars, from what I remember. I think it's kind of hard to get right in this game, though, because it's got like a sort of weird lighting atmosphere look, the actual planet itself. Because I think there's so much overgrowth, and it's got this sort of like the sun's rays and stuff coming through like the top of the overgrowth and stuff. So it kind of looks a bit bright in this game because everything's just bright and colourful. But in here we've got SY playing the grey Naboo, and his pocket's going to be Russian Blunt here in the orange-black sun, and then the other one's going to be Lucky Ashman here as the yellow resistance, and facing off against Jort there, who practically blends into this map. It's a bit too green. Jort here as the green Imperial Remnant, and I've got Jedi Cabro here as the red Galactic Empire, and then we've got Ephraia Hunter here as the teal New Republic. And these snails are a bit like Eopies, but we can see Hunter trying to lure them here with Scout, and they're kind of slow. It's maybe not even worth the effort, to be honest, looking at it. It's kind of funny when these get eaten, it's just like they'll lift up the shell. It's pretty cool. And the thing about this map is it's like swamps. It's got a lot of food and these big shallows in the center, so it's kind of fun. Like you could get a lot of boats and stuff, and you could open like shipyards and fish a little bit, and you could like put frigates into the center. You could go anywhere really with them. They got these rivers that go to the edge of the maps, go right through the shallows, and you can move things. So even like water civs could actually be quite effective on this, building cruisers in the late game and stuff. And having all this food in the center gives you a reason to sort of be in the center early as well. I think it'd be worth it for getting like aggressive food processors and doing like trooper rushes with that as well to sort of secure the area, because you'll get all this nice food. You get all these shorefish, which are super good, and you get huntables as well. So it's a lot of food that gathers quite quick for minimal carbon investment. And there does seem to be like extra nerf spawns in the center, so it's these Galva little elephants again as well. But there are these angry Felucia Yerdua spitters that'll spit at you when you come near them, so you need to watch out for those. And we're not really going to see much in terms of strategy yet, because it's just the players just grabbing up their food. But yeah, these snails are really slow, and this is the fast game speed that we tend to play on as well, so a long time trying to lure those with your scout. That's what these Gilligrub things, they seem a little bit niftier though. Move a lot quicker. Kind of just sliding back. It seems to move in a zigzag pattern actually. And you've got the blue Yogan fruit bush. So the blueberries. Probably not the blueberries we're used to though. Let's see the food processor here from those. You can see how there's these like good spots of fish on the coasts, even some medium fish there. So I think these would be worth, you know, just getting a food processor. I don't know what nose meant by it. I can't really make this board out. It's sort of like rivers. It's not the rivers that you can wall so easily, because the shallow's very wide. It's aggressive rivers. Aggressive swamp rivers. So Russian Blunt been getting some nerfs from what I can see. I wonder how everyone's doing on the old nerf front anyway. Because you got all those extras, it could be a bit of a differential. So we've got 6 currently for Russian Blunt. Only 3 here for Hunter. 8 for Jort. 10 for the Ashman. Just 10, no second nurse, right? And none for SY here. So a little bit behind everyone here from the nurse. Blunt actually up to 7 now. And Cabro got about 7 himself. Looks like he's captured a few up here. That's a lot actually. There's Ashman got 10, but there's 5 just sitting here near his base. He could have 16. But that's a huge difference if he's got 60. If he had 16 nurse and then SY's got 0 here. Definitely feel that difference in food economy. And they're forced to farm now. I don't like the farms on this map. I think people should just be going hard on shore fishes and stuff and just saving the carbon and get quicker times. I think there's just way too many fish, and even just normal fishing as well, like in shipyards, is cool. So I don't think Hunter maybe needed to do this thing. He could have just focused on the old shipyard here. Shipyards and food processors. Plenty of fish to go around. See a shipyard for Jort here as well. It's got this nice little wall off here on these shallows. These are quite some decent spawn of shallow crossing here. Can wall it, delay things a bit. Maybe wants to close this bit out as well though. You could probably close this as well. Actually, there's an alright wall that can delay things. There's just a lot of paths though, so it's, you wouldn't stop the rush dead on, you would just delay it. Building a meg factory here. SY fishing as well, spaceport. Looks like Nose did manage to get those nerfs all the way across. Probably good chances with the way that the scouts can end up going like randomly different paths and stuff. The stars could absolutely align, and then you could make nerfs across without any scouts passing your way. So Noah's got a lot of troopers out, but he's not quite sent them at Jort yet. Jort's very open in his base right now. I think Noah should be on his way. He's started going now. So he's going to make it straight through here. So the wall, not really delaying him too much, to be honest. In fact, these are probably about the same distance, really. So crossings maybe pointless walling it if you don't wall the other bits out. So Jort going to be panicking a little bit here because doesn't have any turrets. So he started building a light turret there. One of his workers going down. And Noah's going to get on to his carbon line here. Turret does go up though. It did go up a lot faster than we're used to because that's the sort of Imperial Remnants bonuses there. They can build their turrets a lot quicker. So they built that very quick. Which has really just changed the outcome of that. If this was a normal civ, I think you're going to lose a lot of workers there. But the Remnants with their speed boost to building defensive structures coming up big there. Noah's claiming that he's dead here just because his wing hit T3. And his rush didn't kill enough workers. I don't think he's dead though. So SY was telling him not to quit there. Hunter now T3 as New Republic, so we're going to be getting those fighters out. And now strike mechs rallying from Jort here, and Lucky Ashman across the map into Cabro's base at the moment. They're probably going to need a mech destroyer here from Hunter, or some bombers or something. Deal with these mechs. Noah's making a good call there and getting a turret onto his carbon here, so he's got something to fire back and make it a little bit harder for the strike mechs to just camp on the carbon. He needs to put his workers back to work though. They're having a very long meeting about this crisis. And you can see the strike mechs now hitting Hunter's base, rallying across. Using the fighters to try and kill off the strike mechs, but they don't kill them very quickly. And he's going to try and fly over here, but he's not going to beat Jort's timing in building a turret with the Imperial Remnant here. He's managed to get 2 turrets straight up there, and he's completely fine now against there. Hunter feeling a bit useless now. Going to have to maybe go at the pocket, because there's nothing he can do to Jort. Jort can just focus on rallying strike mechs now. And as is Ashman decided to do as well, as he's flying one here into Hunter's base. Hunter's got a second command center though, so if all else fails, he can hide his workers in there. Probably wants to get a mech destroyer out to deal with this. SY got a lot of fighters out here, but he's not really doing too much with them. He's just sort of keeping them in his base, being very defensive. Not doing any sort of raiding. And we see the fighters from Hunter here are going to shut down the second command center that Lucky Ashman's trying to build here. He's also trying to build the anti-air turret as well. Just killing quite a few workers of Ashman's. Looks like Nose did build a mech destroyer and chase some strike mechs, but he's actually chasing it all the way through the base of Jort here into 2 turrets, and he's just going to lose it to the turrets there. Just to pay better attention, I think. And Ashman's still pumping out these strike mechs, but mech destroyers are out now for Hunter here. Fighter chasing this one through SY's base. And the aggression sort of just settled down now and it's pretty stable. Fighters are going to clean it up here. Lucky Ashman though looks like he's sending some fighters now. He's not done yet. 2 more strike mechs, 2 fighters flying across the map here. Kind of bold to be throwing 2 fighters at guys who've got air. Might get a couple of kills before they killed off here by the air. Oh, it's getting way too many. Hunter's right here with his air. SY gonna clean it up. Aggressive Padawan on the mech destroyer there. Hard to see Jort if he's going across the map or not, because this, like, the green just seems to really blend in too well on this map. A little bit unfortunate. That's probably worse than grey ever was on any map. So I think an SY probably thinking about going for T4 really, because he's got all this like extra food income with these aqua harvesters and these utility trawlers. But we can see a bit of aggression forming here for Russian Blunt. Some heavy troopers and some mech destroyers walking across here. A sentry post for some vision. Some A-mobiles that seem to have just ran into the base. I don't know if they're looking for like to kill off fighters or something, but this Padawan's killing them off quite slowly. But Blunt is going to get into a good position here with his troops. He doesn't really have any anti-air right now, but he does have some extra A-mobiles coming, because he did lose these 2. So if he tries to take a trade with the air, he can use the A-mobiles to kill them off. It might be in SY's best interest to snipe this worker though, it's just building the shield generator. You don't really want to let one worker build a shield generator in your face. Force the fortress out of here for SY, so some really good aggression from Blunt against the player that's, you know, threatening to go T4 air, rather than just letting them do what they please. This pressure, he's sort of pushing on the Nova here. He does have another Nova in the back here, but you kind of want to be on both, I think, for the T4 air, just to be optimal. Because there's a lot of Nova involved in all the upgrades and building of the units. And it's a lot of threat here. Especially if you start rallying things like pummels into the base. Things that are, you know, quite difficult for the air to kill off. Particularly when there's A-mobiles backing them up here. But the fortress for now is going to stop him in his tracks, but he's definitely slowed things down substantially. There's actually a bit of a raid going on here and killing a lot of workers from Nose, some strike mechs and some MDs. Some decent upgrades here. He is sort of falling into those turrets again as he did earlier though. Trying to kill these mech destroyers off with the remnants. Grenadier just got his shot off before he died. Let's see the heavy weapons factory now for Russian Blunt. Wonder what that's going to be building. Some pummels queued up and then an artillery. So going to be looking to bring down that fortress and that shield generator. Jort's still dealing with this aggression, but he has killed off most of the units now. Hunter, on the other hand, not too sure what he's up to. Maybe looking to go T4 himself. He's almost there. Could have some fighters out. Only the 2 air bases though. It looks like he's getting some temples though. Thinking about some masters. New Republic quite strong with those with their half price researches. A brief moment where I remember I have a coffee. Classic undrunk coffee. Cannon trying to get out here and maybe take down the shield generator, but you see them just AMD was trying to get on it. Oh, there we go. The classic SY. The Mexican assault mechs. How they go. It's definitely warranted here, I think. Give him some bulky damage on the ground here with its bonus damage, particularly through the shield. So he's going to lose his shield here, I think. Artillery just killing it off slowly. Cannon though, he's going to make it a 1-for-1 trade on the shields. And I think he maybe just needs a little bit of help from the pocket here with some T4 air. But Ashman seems to have beat him to it, and he's out here with his shielded air, just killing off a ton of workers. More air flying across the map now. Jork sort of turtled up a little bit because of all the problems he's been having here with Nose's skirmishes. Nose sort of taking control of that matchup for a bit. And Ashman now just going on a rampage with these T4 fighters. SY desperately trying to stay afloat here. Does have his own air but doesn't have shields yet. The Hunter didn't really make much air bases, but we can see we got blooming 4 air bases from Ashman, pumping out the fighters. Got the shields, got the armor. Let's see Hunter here. He's only got fast fighters at the moment. Doesn't have the armor. Does have the shields though. Looking to kind of chase these away. They're going to go to Nose now, kill off his workers. Ashman getting a ton of damage here. SY is sort of getting a bit of a lead here on the ground now. I think he should have been killing off this cannon though. He seems to have retreated a little bit. Needs to bring his cannons forward. Looks like he's kind of winning this. Why is he not? If he just micros, this cannon's just like slowly killing his fortress. The air now getting involved here for Lucky Ashman's going to kill off the cannons. Probably before he can take down that fortress. Super frustrating losing all those cannons there. Hunter now, not looking like he's got much. There are 4 Jedi somewhere and 3 aircraft. Here's the Jedi. Looks like Jort has managed to get a little bit of a forward here now because he's had control of all these crossings. Seems to build a gate down here. 2 mech factories up, a shield generator, and he's just rallying in these heavy mech destroyers from the remnants now. Doesn't look like he's got his splash upgrade for them yet, where they can sort of fire through the units to get this like cool purple beam. And the Master's going to convert 1 or 2 of these. Try and stall things out a bit. But SY just having his economy deleted by these fighters. Struggle to do both things, fight on the ground here and get the T4 air out to defend himself. Hunter not really got a standing force of fighters to come and rescue him. He's got his own advanced turrets, but SY really struggling. There's a few fast fighters now trying to come and kill these off. It looks like the fortress is going to go down to these cannons though. Down it goes. Oh! Down it goes. There it goes. Nose does get a fortress up. He's rallied down a little bit here. But SY looking pretty dead here. Got his troopers killed by grenadiers. And more air from Ashman rallying in here as well. I think Hunter maybe needed to go a little bit harder on the air here, just to cancel out Ashman. Because Ashman's just everywhere. Influencing everything. Jort here, struggling again. Pushed back a bit. Lost quite a few of his units here, having his cannon taken down there. Fortress exposed. SY still hanging on currently. Doesn't really have any units though. And then we've got more fighters from Ashman going into his base now. Killing off more and more of his workers. I'm going to try to take the trade here, but he doesn't have the same amount of upgrades. He does lose. And we've got more fighters from Ashman now. Just constantly streaming in. 2 locations here. On the Hunter's workers, Nose's workers, and into SY's. I'm going to try to save SY, but again, fast fighters against advanced fighters with the armor. Even all these traders getting killed off now as well, and SY is just going to resign there. He's had enough. It's all too much for him there. So, GG, well played to all those involved. It's just Nose hanging about. Imagine he should resign soon, but we'll just pause it there. So I hope you've all enjoyed the content here, and if you like the content on the channel, please consider leaving a comment on the video, liking the video, and subscribing to the channel. It does help the channel grow here. As I said before at the start, if you want to join our GBG community, you'll find the Discord invite link down below in the description. And if you want to support the channel another way, maybe buy me a coffee, find a PayPal donation link down below. Everything there is appreciated, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye bye.